I'm here with my very good friends. Well, we've known each other for a long time, haven't we?
Maybe.
Yeah, it's about 2 hours, I should think, isn't it? Or more? 4 hours.
5 hours. Or 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah,
hours.
it's gone by. It seems like it was only today.
Seems like we've been on each other for instead of 4 hours, 4 years. Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
4 years.
A lot of people say that in my company. We're here in England, where your parents have brought you on a cultural visit, and so I imagine you've been to all of the main cultural centres. You've probably been to the Globe Theatre to see Shakespeare and Titus Andronicus. No. Okay, but you've been to the National Gallery, where I think at the moment there's a.
We saw a lot of the pictures, and he really liked most of them.
Okay, and you've been to Westminster Abbey to see where all of the famous.
We saw it from like
So
distance.
you've not been in.
No.
So you've not visited the grave of Isaac Newton, Britain's most famous scientist. He was famous because he observed that gravity was in operation. You know about this, do you? Yes. And you know that it's not true, that gravity is a myth.
Yeah.
Because it says that smaller objects are attracted to large objects because of the...
If gravity didn't exist, then this wouldn't happen.
Yeah, but you see... a few years ago, when I last saw your father, I was much bigger than I am now. I mean, some people, if they were cruel, would say I was fat. But I still find that people are just as attracted to me now I'm smaller than I was when I was then. So that proves that Newton was talking nonsense. And he also, one good thing that he did do was talk about the laws of thermodynamics. Will you be quiet, please? I'm trying to be stupid here. And he said that the second law of thermodynamics. Am I boring you? Are you bored? Well, you should be. I'm talking about physics. It's the most singularly dull subject you can talk about in the entire history of humanity.
I like physics.
Apart from the... apart from accounting and marketing, physics is just about the most boring subject you could talk about. But anyway, according to the second law of thermodynamics, the natural order of things is for them to decay. Yeah? So if you dropped a pile of bricks on the floor, the chances of them landing and forming a building that was usable are remote. They're more likely to just be chaotic. What are you writing?
Notes.
Oh, you're remembering what I'm saying. Very wise. Yeah, excellent. And so because of this, next time your mum tells you that your bedroom's a mess, you just say it's the natural order of things. It's Isaac Newton and the second law of thermodynamics.
Okay.
Yeah, have you got that? Okay.
That's useful.
Good. And so you've not been to Westminster Abbey, you've not been to the Globe Theatre, but you've come to see me, which I suppose is really the highlight of any cultural visit to the UK.
I guess,
Yes, that's right. You probably won't learn anything more worthwhile anywhere else. So I think you should be very proud of your parents for their perspicacity in recognising what a wonderful source of knowledge.
Give me a second, my pen's out of ink. Okay.
Okay, yeah, fine.
No, you don't even have a pen.
I do. I put an injection into my hand. Now pen automatically squirts out of my finger. Hello? Excuse me?
What pen? You mean ink?
See, your brother's what we call special, okay? Just humour him. It's very interesting what you've written there. I wouldn't say it out loud if I...
And you can't write on your hand. It can't fit that much.
So when you get back to school, Are they going to ask you to write about what you did during your vacation?
No, they
No.
don't care. They just care. Oh my God, you went to London. Okay, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, cool. What about you? Do you think you'll have to write about it?
No.
Well, I think you ought to make a point of, telling people that you saw Ken. They'll be impressed. It'll make you even more popular than you are now.
Okay.
Yeah? Have you got that?
Any more wise words?
What?
I don't know, I've got so many. I've got so much to give, and it's nice to be in the company of somebody who recognises it.
I have this much space to write, so
Yeah,
you can give me
yeah.
all your wise words.
Oh my, yes, okay. The other thing that you should do while you're in England is to go to a soccer game,
Okay.
football as we call it here correctly. Millwall's a good place to go to. It will broaden your vocabulary.
Okay.
And it will give you a great sense of community.
My mom will love that.
Yeah. Well, she definitely ought to go along. Yeah. And if you go to Millwall and you're in the crowd, you shout out, "Come on, you Hammers!" Okay.
Okay, I'll get that.
That's one thing to do. And what else? And the other thing that you should be aware of, you may have noticed if you've been out in London a lot, there is a shortage of public, what you call bathrooms over there and what we call toilets over here.
Okay.
But if you find that you suddenly need to go, you are allowed to take the helmet off a policeman and pee into that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Right.
part of it's in their job description. So if you feel the need, then that's quite acceptable behaviour.
Thanks.
I think that's probably it for now. Unless there's anything specific you'd like to know about, any particularly British customs or practices that you've seen that you need explaining.
Why does tea time exist?
Just to put the universe into context. You understand that the universe is infinite,
Yeah.
yeah? And despite what physicists say, that the current state we're in may have begun at some time, yeah? They call the Big Bang, but some people say that the Big Bang is just a repetitive process, that once the universe has existed for a certain amount of time and has stopped expanding, that another Big Bang will occur out of what's left, yeah?
Yeah.
And so there's this constant, infinite, expanding universe out there with no centre, with nothing firm about it, apart from tea time. Tea time is the reference point from which the rest of the universe takes its meaning.
I see. Very interesting.
Yeah, okay. Anything else?
So what kind of holidays are there?
Holidays. Every day's a holiday. So in England we celebrate the patron saint who's called St George. Now St George never came to England. He probably didn't exist. They say that he fought a dragon, which doesn't exist either. And so we have a day for him. We don't actually take a holiday on that day.
Every day is a holiday because every day is at least somebody's birthday.
Probably, yes.
But why is it called Merry Christmas in US, over here Happy Christmas? Because in Spanish, there's even a song called Feliz Navidad that has Merry Christmas, not Happy Christmas.
Well, people say either over here. Some people say merry, some people say happy. I say humbug.
Look how interested in your physics he looks. Look how interested he looks. Look at that.
Yeah. Anything else, or shall we call it a day?
I think we should call it a day. I mean, it is 5:40.
Okay. Well, is that tea time?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You're
Tea
wrong.
time.
It's 5:40 and 27 seconds.
It's 5:40 and 32 seconds.
Well, our clocks have different timings. Or our watches.
So there's not a British accent. There's hundreds of them. Same as in the US. There's New York. and then there's all the other strange people. Not boring you, am I?
No, no, you're not. No, it's okay. I'm listening.
I think.